So it actually does impact us spiritually when we choose to participate in trends blindly. Whether it's subliminal or intentional, the things that we decide to record of ourselves, participate in, and post, they really do mean an impact. So let's talk about all this and more today on the Alabaster broadcast. So I've had quite some time going through my Instagram reels and feeling as though it is clouded by certain agendas. I am a very avid listener and lover of worship music, and I specifically love certain worship songs because of the lyrical meaning behind them. And so as I have not participated in listening to secular music for some time now, I have become a lot more sensitive to the things that I hear. And as I was scrolling on my For You page, I actually was feeling as though my For You page was flooded with these videos, and it was like a mixture of an Elton John song and also Silver Springs by Fleetwood Mac would be morphed into it. And there is this specific phrase that was in the chorus of this song that immediately shocked me. It kind of disturbed me because of the spiritual meaning behind these lyrics. So the lyrics are: time cast a spell on you, so you won't forget me. Let's see more of what I'm talking about. I'm literally telling you guys, I couldn't escape it. No matter how many times I would skip, no matter how many times I would say hide this specific video, it would keep popping up.
For life, and probably will be for life, and probably will be, and probably will be for life, and probably will be for life.
So there you have it. That was a screen recording from my own phone, just kind of proving the insanity behind it. It is like this programmed attempt to get you to have these lyrics in your mind all day long. And I know that just as much as anyone else, it's very easy to get a song stuck in your head, especially from an Instagram reel. So, this is why it was really appalling to me exactly the lyrics that were in this specific video and in this specific song. So, I wanted to read off to you some of the lyrics that I wrote down in my journal here. So, we went over this aspect, this specific phrase: time cast a spell on you, but you won't forget me. And then later on down into this song, you will see lyrics pop up like, I'll follow you down till the sound of my voice will haunt you. What? And not just that, give me just a chance. You'll never get away from that sound. And I'm just listening to these lyrics. I'm looking at them and I am disturbed. I got chills running down my spine. So let's kind of do a deep dive into this specific song and why, as Christians, we shouldn't be using this. We shouldn't be listening to this because it's very dark and it ultimately brings you a spirit spouse, Ty. So first of all, let's kind of go with the first example that I gave you. Time casts a spell on you, so you won't forget me. Time is the Greek god Cronus, but we're going to be talking about his more popular Roman counterpart, Saturn. Saturn is known as an agricultural god, and he was said to have controlled time and also have been the ruler of the Golden Age, which is very interesting considering the time that we're in right now. A lot of politics likes to talk about this golden age, this golden era. So we're seeing pretty interesting correlations here between this time and Saturn. So he was seen by the Romans as an actual personification of time because he was an agricultural god and he controlled the harvest. So during the passage of time and the seasons would change, Saturn became an attribute to this kind of cycle of time. Of course, the feast Saturnalia was, of course, based around Cronus and ultimately Saturn as well. And so we're seeing that kind of tie in to Saturn. So it's saying that time cast a spell on you, but you won't forget me. Saturn is the god of time. So Saturn is casting a spell so that this person that is the ex of the singer won't forget them, even though he's with somebody else in the song. It specifically says that he's with a new girl and don't say that she's pretty, all of these things. And she is wanting to cast a spell. Time is wanting to cast a spell, so that he won't forget her while he's with someone else. And that her voice will haunt him while he's with another woman. So let's talk about that aspect here. The lines, "I'll follow you down till the sound of my voice will haunt you," or "Give me just a chance, you'll never get away from that sound." That sounds a lot to me like a siren call, like a Lilith spirit. Sirens are known in Greek mythology as beings that are either bird-like or also aquatic as well, with tails. There's said that their voices have a luring effect. And, there are many tales of sirens that use their voices to lure men, to drown them, to make them lust after the sirens, etc. So, what exactly are we looking at here? What exactly are we looking at? Well, the goal of this song is very simple. This song is essentially a spell to give you the ideology of wanting your ex-lover to think about you while he or she is with somebody else. What does that mean? There's a word for that. It's actually very biblical. The word for that is adultery. The goal of this song is to subliminally put adultery in your heart. And as I've been, pondering these lyrics, I realize that that's the goal in a lot of songs. The idea of adultery. It's very interesting. And I was looking up all of these verses in the Bible talking about adultery. Did you guys know that there's over 33 Bible verses talking about adultery? I think exactly 33. So we can see that the enemy has perverted this, why it's such an issue in our nation, in our world, this adultery theme. It's pretty interesting here, and it's actually really sad. Because in my life, I struggled with a lot of things. I struggled with sexual sin growing up. I did struggle with how I viewed men. And I used to listen to this kind of garbage all of the time. I am very sad that I didn't understand it sooner and I didn't have anyone to tell me or mentor me at that time. But the songs that we listen to, the trends that we partake in, the things that we normalize of the modern day will be normalized in our hearts. Do we really want adultery to be normalized in the hearts of Christian men and women, or anyone for that matter? Adultery is one of the most disgusting and disturbing and perverted things that you could ever do to someone that you love. Let's look at some scriptures talking about adultery. Hebrews 13:4 says, "Marriage is honorable in all, in the bed undefiled, but whoremongers and adulterers God will judge." Let's look at a different one. Proverbs 6:32 says, "But whoso committeth adultery with a woman lacketh understanding. He that doeth it destroyeth his own soul." That's really deep, talking about how adultery literally destroys your soul. I mean, it's so true. So when we listen to these lyrics, when we listen to this music, when we allow for the image of ourselves on social media to be videotaped alongside of this song and for it to perpetually be playing forever on a loop on social media, what is that doing to the spirit realm? What is that doing to our spirit man? What is it doing to people who are watching those videos that you're putting out with this type of song? It hurts everyone. Let's look at a different verse here. This is a famous one. Matthew 5:28. "But I say unto you that whosoever looketh on a woman to lust after her hath committed adultery with her in his heart." So here's the thing is, the woman who's singing this song in the band Fleetwood Mac, this is obviously directed at a man. So why on earth would a woman choose to want to haunt her ex-lover who is happy with another girl and did not choose her, by the way, and chose another girl? Why on earth would someone who seems to be happy why on earth would a woman who was not chosen who broke up with this person years ago, as it says in the song, conceive a thought and a desire for that ex to still be thinking about her years later with someone else? That's a demonic spirit, you guys. That is a demonic, manipulative, and perverse spirit. It is. That's witchcraft right there. That is a form of witchcraft. And it is just one of those things that as Christians today, we need to be ultra careful about the customs, the trends, and the movements that we decide to latch onto without knowing. The Bible says, "My people will die from lack of knowledge." And if the blind lead the blind, then they will both fall into the pit. There are so many things here. The ways that it damages people, the ways that adultery affects the lives of everyone involved, outside, inside, all of it. It's just terrible. It breaks my heart. So, with that being said, I think that this is a really good time to just think about the things that we allow ourselves to listen to, the things that we allow ourselves to normalize and be okay with, and ultimately how to ask the Lord to help us with that kind of spiritual warfare. That's a siren song. That's mind control. That is pure mind control. And the Bible talks a lot about mind control, especially in Ephesians 2, chapter 2. It talks about how the prince of the air rules over the children of disobedience. Mind control, especially through music, it makes people disobedient to the Lord. It makes people transgress the law, it makes people sin. And so when we think about this aspect of hypnotic mind control in the terms of music, it makes a difference. And, some people might laugh at me and say, Jillian, it's just a song. It's just a song. It doesn't mean anything. Well, music has been used for thousands of years to pass along agendas for multiple forms of worship. There are so many texts on, ritual chants, ritual wailing, ritual songs used by the occult and mystery religions to usher in their gods, to venerate them. It's worship. So this song, time casts a spell on you, but you won't forget me. Is this a worship song to Satan? Is this a worship song to Saturn? Thanking him for casting a spell on this man? So I think that this is a really, man, it breaks my heart. So it's one of those things we need to step up today as Christians, step up today as parents, and guard our ears, guard our eyes, guard our hearts above all, and choose not to participate, choose to have discernment, and choose to be intelligent and listen to what is going on and to have understanding of what you're listening to, because that will ultimately be the difference between you being a child of disobedience and you acquiring this subliminal ideology shift in your heart that normalizes things like adultery and witchcraft, or being obedient, being a child of God, having your armor sharpened, and being steadfast in the truth of what the Bible says. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video today. I can't wait to see you guys in the next one. Bye, everyone.